Alright, so today I figured I could show you my fixed knife collection. At first I was going to show the entire knife collection, but then I thought it would take too long, so I split it up into fixed blades and folders. The folding knives are going to be for another video sometime. And just to get something out of the way right from the start, I'm not doing this to boast or to show off my collection or to make anyone jealous or anything. I mean, this isn't even a particularly large collection, but it depends on who you ask, of course. Some people own maybe one or two, or none at all. But yeah, just so you know, I'm not doing this to be like, hey, look at all my stuff. It's really more because people have asked me to show the collection, and also just some inspiration, if you will, things you can look into, especially if you haven't seen my reviews of some of these. And I'm going to post all the relevant links in the video description, like a link to the review if I've done it, and also to where you can find them. Not looking forward to that, it's going to take a lot of time, but who cares? So let's jump into it. So I'm starting with the longest here. This is a Kbar Swabbie. Alright, now you should be able to see it properly. Quite a large blade, as you can see. Nice curvature. I haven't actually done anything with this one yet. Haven't tested it. It's just been lying around. I'm going to get to it eventually. But first impression seems pretty good. I mean, nicely shaped blade. A grip, not quite sure how I feel about that one yet. I'll have to. I mean, it has a nice palm swell here, so in terms of ergonomics, pretty good. The tang here at the end, that might be one of those finger busters, but I'll find out eventually. So, pretty neat in terms of design. Of course, it's kind of on the fancy side. More of a weapon than a tool. Okay, I'm going to leave the focus at its current setting, and then at the end of the video I'm going to focus on all the blades out of the sheath lying on the floor, but for now it's not very practical to jump back and forth all the time to adjust, and this camera doesn't do autofocus very well. It's really one of its only weaknesses. But anyway, this here is the Schrade Bolo, or SCHBOLO, and this is in fact not really a bolo. This is more of a barong, as I pointed out in the review, but quite a nice blade. I definitely like it. It's one hell of a chopper, works very well, pretty sturdy, looks nice too, comfortable handle, and yeah, I quite like this one, definitely a keeper. Then we've got the CRKT Halfachance, very strange name, especially considering that it's larger than the Chance in Hell. And this is the one that I personally prefer out of the two. A nice blade shape. Excellent for chopping. This is more of a machete than a knife. You can see how thin this is. And nice ergonomic handle. On this one here, the finger choil and the overall shape definitely works very well. And yeah, I've been quite satisfied with it. This cute little thing here is similar to the Minimalist, also made by CRKT, and this here is, as you can tell, Keramin. It's inspired by a Karambit, even though it doesn't have the ring. Nice little neck knife. It's a very specialized blade shape, so this is not really good for everything. This is perfect for ripping open boxes, but otherwise it's not exactly an everyday universal EDC knife. Oh, now I touched the blade, but this one I think is stainless, if I remember correctly. In any case, quite a nice design, in my opinion. Fits the hand very well. Quite comfortable. This is the CRKT Machete. Let me see here. Focus, where are you? This should be good. Quite a large knife. As you can probably guess, I do like large knives. I mean, I guess that comes with liking swords. So there you go. Looks a little bit like a kitchen knife on steroids, a butcher's knife. But works pretty well, at least I've been satisfied with it. During my tests, it does wood chopping and whittling and batoning and all of that. The auto exposure is going crazy because of the reflection. Yeah, it's a little hard on the camera when the lighting changes all the time. Then we've got this here, the Talon. Okay, for that I really need to come closer. Very close. This is a rather small one. And let me see here. There we go. Again, one of those odd designs that you know, some people may find a little gimmicky, but personally I like it. It's definitely a good concept. Allows you to hold something else at the same time. Makes it really unlikely that you would drop it. And yeah, it's a bit short, but definitely a nice neck knife in my opinion. I quite like it. I had two of these. I gave one of them to my friend Dave, and he's carrying it all the time. He really likes it. So definitely worth checking out. Maybe a little pricey for what it is, but good design in my opinion. And here's one that I reviewed recently, the CRKT Redemption. If you've seen that review, you already know that I'm not quite happy with the handle. It has some problems. The finger choil is way too large, and it does tend to give you blisters. It's definitely a nice looking design. I mean, it's a great one for the collection. And as a weapon, as I said, this would be very effective self-defense tool if you were allowed to carry it, depending on where you live. So I personally sum this up as a little over-designed, maybe more than a little. This wouldn't be my go-to knife for hard outdoor tasks, but I do like it. There is something about that design that has a certain charm. Speaking of outdoor tasks, this would be the go-to knife. This is the one in my collection currently that is best suited for that, in my opinion, highest quality out of the ones that the fixed blade knives I have. And yeah, I really like this. Great work. It's made by DFS Bladeworks, the Trailblazer. Very customizable, comes with a lot of different handle options and finish, different types of finish. I cannot talk. And yeah, very effective knife. This is the CRKT Keydashi, I believe the model is. Very unusual sheath. And haven't reviewed this. I'm not quite sure what to think about it yet. It's really tiny, not the sharpest edge. And personally, I'm really not a fan of a chisel grind. I mean, I know it doesn't have to be bad if it's well done, but yeah, this one here, I don't know, not too happy with it. The other neck knives I have are definitely more up my alley. So yeah, looks kind of interesting, but not quite up my alley, I think. This one here is made in Canada. Grohmann is the manufacturer, and this has ended up being the smaller fixed blade knife that I most often grab when I have some work to do, specifically for whittling. I quite like this. Pretty neat shape as well. It's quite effective when using this to carve. So definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, nothing else really to say. As you can tell, I ran out of babbling, so to speak. So yeah, I like it. enough said. This one here is a cheap Canadian Tire buoy. It's not really remarkable. I mean, it's a nice shape, and I also like how the handle looks. So definitely not bad in terms of design, but I've actually seen someone throw this and it broke. I mean, granted, you're not really normally supposed to throw a buoy, but it should be able to take it. And yeah, the blade just snapped, so I'm not really too eager to use this much. You know, it looks nice enough. It's a bit of a cheapo, but you know, as long as you don't throw it, I suppose, not too bad. And this one here was sent to me from a viewer in Greece, and it's made in Crete. Let me see here. Where's the focus at? There. He doesn't know what type of steel this is, and the handle is horn. Seems to be pretty well made, as far as I can tell. It says there Inox. I really don't know. Neither he nor I are really sure how well this is made. It looks nice, feels good. So if the materials are not garbage, then this should be pretty neat actually. No idea where to find these though. Maybe I'll find something through the power of Google, but otherwise, I don't know. Then we've got this failed project here. It's a blade that I designed myself and intended to sell, but the knife maker that I was in contact with needed a certain number of orders in order to make this, you know, or to do semi-mass production to make this more affordable, but I simply didn't find enough people who were interested. Well, afterwards, after I declared the project as canned, then people suddenly came up and were interested, but oh well, such is life. So this by the way is too thin. We were experimenting with the thickness. The first one was too thick, this is too thin. So my idea behind this was mainly having lots of options. This blade here I intended to be used as kind of an ulu knife, you know, for push cut, and also this section here is unsharpened, and I meant to wrap this, which I didn't get around to, so that you can also hold it like this and chop with it, and therefore also a bit of a lip here that you don't risk slipping up there. With a proper grip, this didn't seem like much of an issue, but I would probably, if I had to revise this, I would probably turn this into a guard to really make sure that no accidents happen. And yeah, also as a guard, of course, this blade here, and for punching. So as you know, both weapon and tool. And here it's kind of a mini buoy shaped blade. And spike here, I have a skull crusher thing. And I think the problem is I tried to cram too many functions into this, which means it's not particularly good at anything. So yeah, interesting experiment, but yeah, kind of whatever. I'm not very impressed with it anymore at this point. And we've got another Schrade. Let's see, which one was this again? Yes, SCHF28. This is a nice one, definitely like that. Has a very comfortable handle. Chops pretty well, as you can imagine, with such a wide blade. Batoning, not so much. But otherwise, definitely a good design. I have to say the jimping is a bit crazy. This is kind of cheese grater style. Not very comfy by any means, but yeah, overall, not a bad knife. Pretty cheap too. We've got this knife here, made by Helle in Norway. There, that should be the right focus. You know, this is pretty much the definition of simple, no-nonsense design. This is really, you know, as basic as a knife can get, pretty much. Nothing necessarily wrong with that. Just pointing out. Personally, I really miss a guard there. Finger guard would be nice, and in general, this is a little plain for my taste. Not that it has any impact on the function whatsoever. It's a good knife, and I do use it. But I guess I am kind of cursed with a taste in fancy stuff. Then we've got the Sharp Blades Rasper buoy that I reviewed recently. There's the snap tip there, which I haven't gotten around to fixing yet, but I plan to. Says the procrastinator. This one was made from an old file or rasp, and it seems that it was not retempered, and that turned out to be a problem because, well, rasps and files are very hard and thereby somewhat brittle. But nice rustic looking knife, and certainly works unless you pry with it. Here's another, you could almost call it guilty pleasure. I already mentioned that I have a bit of a weakness for strange looking knives, kind of exotic stuff. And yes, this is definitely one such. It's, you know, sort of designed like a Karambit with that ring, but it's of course a very strange curvature for a Karambit. And also, this I haven't reviewed yet, by the way, so this is just a quick summary of my first impression. Also, strange thing is what I often see on some quote-unquote tactical / mall ninja Karambits, that the shape of the handle really facilitates the saber grip and not the ice pick grip. This feels a little strange, and that of course is weird because this is how you're supposed to hold a Karambit. So yeah, but I really like the blade. I don't know, this kind of curvature just looks very, very neat. Can't say anything about the quality yet. Haven't tried it. Intend to, but yeah, sometime. We'll see. And finally, one of my favorites. This has been in my collection for a very long time. I bought it, I think in 2008 or 9. I don't really remember. My memory is like a pixie, always flitting about, and you cannot trust it to store anything. So in any case, this is made by traditional Filipino Weapons. A Karambit, obviously. Very nicely made. Double-edged. Really nice grip. And fits me well in the hand. Quite nice. I intend to review this. In fact, I have reviewed this earlier, but the review was really crappy quality, you know, poor video quality, and audio and everything was just garbage. I think the video was recorded in 2011, 2012, something like that, and I really need to redo that. I removed the video because I found the quality too cringeworthy. So yes, that's it. And finally, just as a bonus, this is not really a knife, but more of a multi-tool. This is made by Weapon Collector on YouTube. Pretty neat. There are some tools here under the paracord, and it's got various tools in there: bottle opener, pry bar. Well, the entire thing is a large pry bar, obviously. Saw blade here. So if you want one of these, send him a message, and I don't know if he still makes them, but I would be surprised if he didn't, so you can give it a try. And there you have it. That's my current collection of fixed blade knives as of May 20 something. Like I said, my memory is a freaking pixie. Yes, you'll see it in the title. And also, I just noticed my pedantic eye is kind of bothered by how I shifted everything over there. So let me fix that. There, that's better. Alright, so I hope you found this interesting or entertaining or whatever the heck. Whatever kind of benefit you might gain from this. And thanks for watching. And now I'll have to pick all the crap up and put it back and everything, blah. I don't really have any good way of displaying these. It's just, not yet at least, having rented apartments so far all the time. This is always a little difficult because I never wanted to drill holes into the walls because, yeah, you know, we might move out pretty soon after, and well, if everything goes well, we may get a house. We may move into one soon, and then I can do a lot more of this. And yeah, I'm really just rambling. This is kind of after credits thing. Because why not? Because I can. This will totally overblow the length of the video as it is displayed. It's like, 2 minutes of bullshit at the end. But hey, this is my channel. I can do whatever the hell I want. If that is boring you to death, that's my choice. Actually, it's your choice too, because you're still here. Why are you still here? What's wrong with you? Go away. This is just stupid rambling. I'm just an idiot. Okay, I'll really stop it now. So again, thanks for enduring this for as long as you did.